Ladies and gentlemen, the market for 2024 is already going crazy. I mean, just look at Nvidia skyrocketing, hitting $530 at these all-time highs. Palantir experiencing this immense amount of volatility like a roller coaster. We don't know where it's going. But one thing that we do know for sure is that Palantir is continuing to establish these critical partnerships on the private sector side of things. And recently they announced, we saw Palantir, those shares jumping up about 4%, announcing the partnership with the Option Care Health Partnership. Why this is great is because this is showing in real time the utilization and the proof that AIP is starting to be incorporated with some of these private clients. And Palantir is starting to not just focus solely on the governmental contracts. And talking about that, we've seen some swings in PLTR. We've seen a little bit of a pullback even beginning in 2024. Right now sitting around the 16s. Is this a good opportunity to get in at a cheaper price to experience some of the bigger gains that could be coming for PLTR in 2024? Before you get too far, hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos, and of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just collecting all the data and dispatching it to you. Now, let's talk about some of the big news that we do have for PLTR before we get into the price action, what we're seeing in terms of options volatility, and what could be coming for the end of the week. Now, Palantir, as I see right here, as we've talked about, many of you have probably or maybe already know about this. If you don't, is that they have basically established another partnership with the Option Care Health Partnership. Now, what they are is the leading independent home and alternate site infusion services provider. They revealed this multi-year partnership and this collaboration utilizing Palantir's software throughout and basically helping to bring efficiency and operational productivity for the company. And talking about that, you see the CEO says that they are even excited to partner with one of the most innovative leaders in the AI-powered software and leveraging their platform and expertise to enhance the intelligent technology. Now, with that being said, they plan to use, like I said, Palantir's AIP platform for various purposes, talking about scheduling, onboarding, optimization, and supply chain execution. This is great for Palantir, specifically looking at the price that we are at right now. Remember last year when we had that national health system contract and that brought a lot of excitement, momentum, and buying pressure into Palantir? This is the continuation on that with multiple different businesses. And Palantir, as you see right here, is swinging. Found actually a reversal at the 16s, and we talked about this in previous videos, that this previous resistance point when Palantir was consolidating between the high 13s right here and the 16s basically became a support level. And we had a very important reversal that was triggered right here. And with the announcement and the momentum of that partnership that was revealed, you have Palantir that comes back up here to 1676. Now, pull it back a little bit as Palantir is trying to find its grounding. One thing in the mid 16s for Palantir in terms of a price zone is that Palantir does not have a ton of recent trading history within that zone. So it's going to take a little bit to establish some of these micro support and resistance levels. However, looking at that 16s, that could be a great support level for Palantir if we continue to see a pullback at all. In terms of the global markets, you actually have the S&P, Dow Jones finishing slightly in the red, NASDAQ just slightly in the green. Now, toggling on over here to options, what we see is a lot of change and confidence on what could be happening in the future. You have a lot of implied volatility in terms of options for call volumes at the $17 and $18 strike price. But let's not ignore that there is a lot of put volume at the $16 strike price in terms of 22,000 right here for the volume. So you do have a big mix right now between the bulls and the bears. Biggest criticizers out there, we've talked about this in previous videos, is Palantir facing a little bit of a reality and trying to solve its valuation issue. Now, let's talk about the next big date for Palantir. And I think why this is important is because it's only about a month away. That's going to be February 13th. What the earnings per shares, what they are predicted at to be right now is at 8 cents. And if we continue on with that, revenue predictions is sitting at 602 million. One great thing in terms of the actual outlook and what the analysts are saying is that the earnings per share revisions have changed 9 times in the bullish revisions. In terms of that perspective, that is great for analysts and also is great for investors, that basically Palantir is on track to hopefully crush their earnings, considering these earnings per share revisions are continuing to be released in the bullish perspective. Now, talking about that, what we are seeing in case of Palantir Technologies for a year-over-year change, and what we're seeing for Palantir Technologies for the actual whole fiscal year, are revenues of about 2.22 billion and 2.67 billion estimates for the current and the next fiscal year. This indicates a 16.5% and a 20.4% change respectively. Now, with that being said, valuation is one of the biggest criticisms for Palantir. And people saying with the high valuation that we have seen, if we toggle over here really quickly, looking at that price to earnings non-GAAP right now is at 79 in terms of the actual ratio for PLTR. If they only have, they're saying here, 816 or 20% increase in revenue metrics, does the current price for Palantir, does that justify its growth and its sales that we're seeing behind the scenes? However, Palantir stock, what we have seen recently is that pullback. So I would agree here at the Motley Fool that's saying that Palantir stock isn't cheap, but it is getting cheaper by the day. And I think a very exciting zone, if Palantir for some reason fails at the support level, an exciting zone that Data Dispatch will especially be looking at is between this consolidation zone here at the 13s and the 16s. I don't think we're going to see personally Palantir fall beneath the 10s. I think we would have to see a lot of bearish outlooks, momentum in Palantir stock, and I think we'd have to see earnings miss by a lot to see a large correction in PLTR. However, I think the AI boom that we have seen, and with the continuation on institutional retail investors taking a large bet on Palantir, they are one of the leading competitors in the AI industry. And with the AIP bootcamp, they're changing their business model by allowing these private clients to test their software for $0. They are trying to diversify and not solely rely on the lumpy governmental contracts that brings lumpy revenue with it. If the company can successfully diversify its clients, get its feet wet in multiple industries, and really tap into the private sector with this AIP bootcamp, I think we could see not just a revolution in Palantir, but also in the AI data analytics technology sector. And this being a disruptive sector brings a lot of speculation behind it. It brings a lot of volatility. There's going to be a lot of things that happen with AI that we do not know. However, that's what the big, basically, bet is on AI. Is this disruptive technology going to really have this large of an impact that we are predicting and that we are paying for right now in these stocks? And if it does, and if the analysts are right about the total market share that could be pooling into these stocks, then there could be good rate of returns. However, that all comes with a grain of salt, doing your own research and really doing your own due diligence. Also, make sure you have good risk assessment. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's just saying from basically a knowledge base. All right, peace out. Take care. I'm going to catch you guys later.